Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Arna Sahu, host of Arna's News, and if you are a newcomer, welcome to this channel. I give you warm greetings digitally. If you are here again, thank you for clicking back to this podcast. Today, I wanted to direct your attention to how I started my passion through the fields of technology and finance. Make sure to come back to this podcast every Monday for a new episode. Computer science, my first introduction. Ever since I was a little girl, I always saw my dad, a computer software engineer, working through his days and coding. I always thought this was a very boring job and nothing fun was there. My dad would take me to his office each week and show me around and encourage me to take on the initiative and try computer science. But I wasn't feeling it. I hated coding. Fast forward a couple of years. I started a course called The Hour of Code. During this hour, I would introduce myself to JavaScript, or an object oriented computer programming language commonly used to create interactive effects within web browsers. The second I wrote the first line of coding into the course, I was starstruck and enjoyed every moment of that hour. Ever since, I have always had a unique passion for computer science, and it just stuck with me ever since. Maybe it was the writing, or the learning, or the testing, but it just made me so happy to see my work being put into something incredibly enjoyable. Coding has brought me the realization of a new future that is ingenious and has a prospect of numerous possibilities of the way that we can shape it. Also, when I was little, in school, my colleagues and I would go to a class after school and attempt coding from a platform, Scratch. We would use this tool to understand the tiniest bit of coding and create our own stories, tales, and much more. This was another computer science memory that I had in my elementary and introductory years that I recall to this day. The next thing on, a few years ago, my dad took me to this class with other girls the same age as me, building apps for the community. My dad wanted to inspire me and wanted me to gain knowledge about building apps and learning about General Java, a high level programming language developed by Sun Microsystems. I thought this was an extremely unique way to learn computer science and construct web applications with a short bit of technical experience and knowledge. Computer science has always been important to me in the sense of me knowing what it was about, but I never really appreciated or understood coding in the sense of acknowledgement. Later on, I felt a huge sense of pleasure from computer science, and I felt pleased with myself for attempting to learn the field. Now, coding is one of my remarkably entertaining hobbies which I enjoy taking the lead in. Economics, the passion that always interested me. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always been intrigued by finance, investment, and economics. When I was little, my friends and I would sell little charms and bracelets in our neighborhood, and folks plus neighbors would buy our products, and I would feel a sense of accomplishment from the profit that I earned. Buying and selling has always been something very notable to me because my family would always go head on into deals and holiday sales. The occasional ventures always made me learn about finance at an early age, and that just stuck with me at a very childish age. When I was little, I would also ask people to donate to projects that I would be working on, whether it be a charity or a nonprofit organization, a school fundraiser, or even from my Girl Scout troop. I would count the money that people would donate, and by calculating the cash at an early age, I was so excited by the funds that were being put into a great use as offerings to many different foundations. My friends and I would also scavenge through our homes for loose cash and try to find our earnings, and all of the money that would be put would excite me. I wouldn't call it greedy, but it was a gulping gesture. During school, there would be fairs for books and different events, and I used to take my allowance or hard earned money and spend on these miscellaneous items and would buy items at a cash register. This was one of my earliest memories of actually buying items with vouchers. I would take all of my different goodies and just sort them out and feel a sense of happiness from the purchase that I made. I know it's eerie, but it's just what I felt. I have always been curious about finance, and in January 2019, I started my own stock market account, and I remember researching articles and blogs about the perfect sale. I would check my gains and losses daily and accept my mistakes. Since then, the skills that I was using made me realize my errors. Yes, I did learn from my unfortunate flaws, but from my drops, I investigated the stock market and what I was doing wrong in the famous trading system. I tripled my wealth and shared some secrets and tips with my family, and we earned more money than we usually would. Thus, that concludes the episode for this week. And if you want to know more about how I relate to these amazing topics, then stay tuned for upcoming episodes. Make sure to subscribe to whichever platform you're listening to and leave a review on my content and share with others if you love listening to this podcast channel. Make sure to come back to this channel every Monday. If you would like to get notified whenever I post, be sure to comment on any platform with which you are listening to. Also, my website will be linked in the description for you to stay in touch with me. Once again, thank you for finding me, and I hope we stay in touch with each other. Also, make sure to come back every Monday for a new episode to listen to. Dito, you are listening to Arna Sahu, host of Arna's News. Peace out. See you next Monday. Toodles!